Come Zain, thank you very much for joining. We are about to start the second show match. Lloyd, Zain versus Kyntaja, Yours Revenge. The same title, best of 11. 15 US dollars as a prize. Legend is asking, is it over or what? Andy is commentating on the game from the live chat. He said you can't even get the gems as Yuri. I will start with the Arabian Oasis, just like the previous one. It was 6-1, my friend, in G-Easy. Thank you for letting me know that I have to set that scoreboard. Zain. The door is open for everybody, Sander. Zain will be on red. Let's go for the first one, Lloyd. Arabian Oasis. Creatives, CNC Next Creatives. Thank you very much for joining. And he's asking if Legend or Zain are interested in 25 US dollars show match after this. Hey Beth, are you here on the live chat, my friend? You can ask both of them. You can ask Legend. Here's Revenge Redux mod. Another mod. I think they might be down if it's the traditional Yours Revenge.
Apologies, I am back.
Welcome back, my friend.
The good thing here is we see some allied again, which is nice.
You did not miss a lot. Here's the first one, Lloyd on Arabian Oasis.
Yeah, Seal comes out from Zain, which I like. I think if you're gonna play this as allied, try get a Seal to do something, maybe at NG. But yeah, Seal is nice. Remember, Legend did lose on this map to Kyntaja. It was the opening game, the only game they did lose to him, and it was on this map.
This map is a very interesting one. I'd like to start with this map.
He's trying to bait. Nice.
Nice move by Zain.
There's a barracks there for him as well. Tap on and a barracks.
Do you think that
not sure.
was worthy?
Yeah, I'm not sure if one IV is enough to ult a war factory with a full bunker. I suppose I don't think it would be, and I suppose Kyntaja would shoot the ground anyway. But I've seen Woody do that a couple of times with a couple of IVs on like on a ref, just ult.
Fire drop from Zain on the middle of that map. Map, sorry. Labs up for Zain. Lloyd.
Yeah, lab is up. On the left-hand side, we see again. I think this has got a ceiling again, isn't it? It's going to be a little bit harder to get some work done. There's the miners there, and there's a couple of sentries as well. Maybe worth almost coming the long way around here. Keep his opponent busy. The battle fortress has one already. Legend on 3 war factories. Now, if he hadn't have lost that power plant in the barracks, he would have probably been on 4. And this is the thing: you can get battle fortresses out. But by the time you've done that, your opponent sometimes can have 4 or 5 war factories, and you're in trouble. So we'll see how this plans out. The chronosphere is going to come as well.
Zain with the heavy tactics, with the battle fortresses, and the chronosphere. This will be huge. Kyntaja must do something to stop this.
Yeah, just do battle fortress in a minute. I think the best thing for Kyntaja to do here is just start splitting his rhinos up. In the next sort of 15-20 seconds, he's probably going to have about 14 or so rhinos on the field. Probably not that many maps, is a bit crap. But anyway, it's just 2 battle fortresses and 2 grizzlies. Split up around the map.
No, but
Send
the
4
lab
down to
yet.
this bottom side and see if he defends it. Another one coming out, but yeah, I'd like to see Kyntaja start to split. A spy comes out as well. The seal goes down on the left-hand side. No joy out of the seal. Gonna come down the bottom side. A prism now comes out.
No, but the lab yet for Kyntaja.
What is he going to do with this IC? Is he going to use an IC and move and bring the MCV with it, or is he going to use it as defensive and chrono some of these rhinos away? I feel like if he chronos rhinos away here, it would just be a waiting game before Kyntaja then beats him. He needs to get something done with this.
I think he will chrono his battle fortresses.
Yeah,
Next to
I think
MCV.
that's the play he's going to do, but he'll leave his base completely exposed, so then he would have to bring the MCV. Would be the only way that would work, but I don't see this working. I think Kyntaja's should be fine here.
That MCV for Kyntaja is uncovered. He has to do something.
Yeah, but the thing here though is that Zain's spy did get in on the war factory, so we are producing veterans here.
That will be huge.
Yeah.
More veterans for Zain.
Oh, he's left himself exposed here. It's going to be a miner possibly here. Yeah, one miner goes down. Want to just click these mirages. Pushing now on the bottom side. Needs to keep busy though, Kyntaja. Needs to keep busy on this bottom side. Chrono comes in. Does it miss everything?
I think it was nothing chronoed.
Yeah, I think he missed.
It was a big miss for Zain.
Yeah, Kyntaja's moving his MCV here. I think Kyntaja probably should have went for his own IC here. I think now to beat Zain. He's on a treble war factory against a spy. The leak comes out as well. Zain is probably going to have too much here in this opening game. Although the big push in now, there's nothing here to defend his base. Zain has just left his base completely exposed. What is he doing here? Look at his base. Now what can he get done? Going to go for the MCV, a 4 shield, and the Deso comes out as well, takes care of the Mirages. All the Mirages go down the left-hand side, just left with Battle Fortresses. There is 3 of them. Rocky's trying to defend. There's 3 Rockies out against sort of 5-6 Rhinos, but hasn't got the Battle Lab. It doesn't matter because he can just get the two War Factories here.
Kyntaja will take the first one, I believe.
Kyntaja's fine. Kyntaja has this game. He's going to back off now. I mean, just needs a flak and then he can just push him. Doesn't matter anyway. He's got all the time in the world here. He wants Tesla Coil. Sorry, comes down, takes care of that. GG is called.
GG. Zain. Kyntaja with the first point. Dry heat. Interesting choice for Zain. What do you think, Lloyd? Zain is switching to your faction. This will be
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, we will see this. The switch back and forward from Zain. Can't say I've watched Zain too much. Not someone who plays a great deal on my channel anymore. But Zain is a very good player. His Yuri's not bad either.
Zain
Obviously, a
is very
couple
good
probably,
at
yeah,
Yuri at
probably
all.
dry heat as well. I might see the old traditional conscripts come out. I think that gets countered quite easy now. Still, every so often you see it work though. Larry saying chat poll favorite whiskey. I think Zain is not in the shape he used to be. I don't see Zain playing too much anymore in terms of show matches. It might be a case of I missed them, but I don't see him playing too much show match wise.
I'm trying to pull back Jean and Zain and more players who are stopped playing show matches. They are going to be bitter very soon.
Scripts on this top side there with the barracks.
Are Aslan on Zain's face.
Zain in big trouble here, isn't he?
I think yes.
When this happens
now.
as well, when this happens as well, you have to bring your miners over. Like Zain has to bring his miners over here to try and help him. If he brings the miners over, he can at least squish the conscripts and try to counter them. But you know, there's no point in having 3 miners mining at the minute when you've got not a single build other than your MCV.
Nice unit control from Kyntaja. Nice quick match.
Yeah. Interesting, Zain sort of 2-0 down fairly quick here. Zain, when he's at his best level, is better than what we've seen so far. There's only 2 games. Kyntaja obviously has that little bit of an advantage, that warm up. Also playing Legend, I believe when you play someone like that, it brings your level up rather than bringing your level
That's
down.
totally true, my friend.
Yeah. So Zain might adjust. Zain now goes over to Iraq. So in 3 games here, Zain is America, Yuri, and Iraq. So absolute respect. We do see some players can only play one faction. Traditionally, more that is with the Iraq.
Big Brock, thank you for the follow.
Can probably name a few, but yeah, Zain switching over to all 3 factions. We're going to go to Heck. So we didn't have that on the start, and starting on Arabian Oasis, which I'm a massive fan of. I think
too.
we should try get away from Heck as a starting map, just especially on Yuri's Revenge as well, because you can't really play on Yuri on it. So it should start up a map which all 3 factions can be played on. Which, in my opinion, I think Arabian Oasis is up there, one of the better ones. But some Yuri players might disagree.
I would like to start with Arabian Oasis more than traditional Heck. I agree on this point.
Yeah, so Kyntaja's on the bottom right hand side here. He's a Soviet.
John, sub my friend.
The top left hand side is Zain, and he's playing Iraq. As I said, all 3 factions used in the first 3 games, which is pretty impressive. massive respect to Zain for doing that. Zain looking to get himself back on the board. Maybe he feels like just a straight Soviet versus Soviet matchup is the way to go. He picked Hex, so it is his map pick. So he was happy to come on here and play Iraq.
I think Kyntaja, the worst. Soviet versus Soviet. He's better on Soviet versus Allied or Soviet versus Yuri. Do you agree with me on this point? Lloyd, or what?
Yeah, I do.
He's better on Soviet versus Allied or Soviet versus Yuri. Seems like he used to play in QM versus Allied and Yuri more than Soviet versus Soviet.
Yeah. Kyntaja has this bottom right spot, which I think generally people prefer a little bit more. This top left-hand side spot I hate personally. As heck goes, the top left spot I really dislike. I hate this clip on the left-hand side. You can get caught round and back and forward. I feel like this right side is a little bit easier to defend, and you have the opportunity to move the MCV, come straight onto the gems as well. And I do like this bottom right spot. Zain gonna look to
got
build.
droned, Lloyd.
Yeah.
If you look at bottom right.
Yeah, it does repair it. Zain gets a ref down on the bottom cliff here, which is nice from that wharf actually. I didn't really realise you could do that from there, to be fair.
Do you like the build order from Kyntaja?
Yeah, I think what Kyntaja's done
middle.
is yeah, like I think what Kyntaja's done here is nice. He's going to try and harass a miner here. I think he should just come out there. He's never going to kill a miner there like that. Or if one miner pushing in on a sentry with two miners defending, I think he's just thrown a rhino there. That rhino dies. Just doesn't do anything with that. And this is the bit here where Kyntaja is now. It's that back and forward, which is quite hard to defend.
Kyntaja is trying to snipe that miner in the top left. With some rhinos.
And Zain gets his rhinos out now. He's on Treble War Factory. He's out of position here.
Zain is
Kyntaja's
not
sure what Kyntaja's doing. Loses a power plant, but for no real reason there. That was a bit poor from Kyntaja. Just caught lapsing a second. Yeah, I think Zain's in a decent position here. Very decent. On the miner numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kyntaja has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a split on the right hand side here, which is quite big. On the bottom right, if you just flick your camera over, he's gonna see that Kyntaja in time. But yeah, a couple of miners ahead here for Zain. Yeah, pushing the top left hand side. I'm gonna just basically see a base trade off here by the looks of things. I'm not sure why Zain opted for a base trade. Having said that, he should be fine, but yeah, he's going to pull back. In fact, yeah, maybe a smart play from Zain, but just going to run in and kill all these miners here. Yeah, Zain played that absolutely fine, to be fair to him. I thought maybe a base trade may not suit him. It maybe just gave Kyntaja a chance, but Kyntaja opted not to push in. Does lose miners. Oh, he'll save the other one, but he's left now on 1, 2, 3 miners. Double War Factory. Push now in on the middle bit here. Zain, is he okay? I don't think he is though.
Kyntaja with the better position now.
Trying desperately to defend. Needs a sentry. These miners, these are a lot of smoke and rhinos here. Zain isn't. I don't know why he. Yeah.
He's sniping the miners, Lloyd. Tesla troopers now joining the army to defend.
Yeah, Tesla troops are nice. He needs to hold on to these 3 miners here. He does. It does just keep hold of that. So as the dust settles here, there's 3 miners for Zain. And there is 1, 2, 3 miners for Kyntaja. Kyntaja has moved his MCV onto this bottom side, so we'll get a ref and then gets onto them gems, which is really, really nice.
This will be a big boost.
Yeah, 4 miners now for Zain as well. So both players on 4 miners. Both players losing a fair amount. Extra war factory though for Kyntaja. That's one key thing. And now he's now on to gems.
Kyntaja still spamming drones to the other side. Zain space.
Now Kyntaja's going up the top side here, and he's just going to push in. So he needs to switch now. Zain needs to switch to drones. Or desperately get back into position here to defend. He's going to take a power plant. That's quite nice. He can take a power plant and then doesn't even need to commit again. Just keep chipping away here, Kyntaja can.
Look at those slot troopers. They are chasing Kyntaja's rhinos.
Well, the Tesla troopers, especially when elite, are incredibly strong. Now, Zain really wants to get something done here, doesn't he? He really wants to. It's going to be an even trade-off here in the end. Yeah, as predicted, just a rhino left. An MCV move now for Zain as well on the top right-hand side. Zain's still keeping on 3k. Kyntaja now up to about 5.5k. He's got 3 miners on the bottom left-hand side. And there's a patch of gems there. Zain is on to the gems himself now as well. So we are 7.5 minutes in here. Decent third game here, So versus Soviet.
Classic Soviet versus Soviet match. Drones and rhinos. Zain is planning for something, I guess, with those drones. He wants to target the miners with the drones. Split from Kyntaja on the right mid. Zain with the reaction with the drones, the right side. Free miner for Kyntaja in the middle of the map. He might be able to take 2 more miners. I see it's up for Kyntaja.
Three and a half minutes until this IC game time now. Interesting that Kyntaja opted for an IC. I'm surprised. You know, instead of the IC, oh, he's going to get the lab. Get the lab. That'll stop any force shield. Oh, and he runs a rhino in there. Runs a rhino in there with that elite Tesla trooper. Wants to get that elite out of the way. Oh, isn't able to micro that. Wants to keep that elite.
Those troopers are OP.
Yeah.
Are OP against the rhinos.
This IC, if he's able to pop off in this sort of circumstance with a minute left to go, will be the game. And I think Zed, unless he can pull a rabbit out of a hat here, I think Zain, sorry, is going to lose this one. Let's get his army droned. Game has swung a few times though, so don't write it off completely yet. There is an IC ready. There is 3 rhinos on the right hand side to come back and defend this and push this off. But I think Kyntaja would have opted for a better IC. And on the right hand side he does push in. Top right hand side that was. Not sure if he got a miner, was able to defend it without too much going on. But yeah, on the top right hand side on that ore patch.
I think Zain wants Kyntaja to use his IC on defensively, I guess. for
If
drone.
he puts the drones in here, they'll be wasted, and that's exactly, yeah, he just baited that. And kind of Zain was back into a corner there, we're using them, and it is 3-0.
Nice from Kyntaja.
Yeah, and don't write Zain off here whatsoever. In a blink of an eye, this could easily be 3-3. I didn't think Zain should have tried to sort of base trade off like he did.
Very nice match. I guess Lloyd. Classic Soviet versus Soviet.
Yeah, it swung many times. I'm going to face down, and it's going to get vetoed. I believe we're on just one veto each, aren't we?
Best of one veto, by the way.
Yeah,
Game
so
is
that is
one
the.
veto.
So
Hail
Zain
Mary.
switched over to Hail Mary. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Sort of says I'll have one of these smaller maps where I feel like I can try and grab myself a quick win. Picks face down, gets vetoed, so says okay, I'll take Hail Mary then.
Zain is using your faction on Hail Mary.
Now a little bit of analysis on Hail Mary.
Veto. Veto on face down.
Yeah, so we're going to Hail Mary. A little bit of analysis, a little bit of just thinking on this. Andy did some work with me, Doofus, and Larry. We just played a couple games, and he showed us on face down. And when you play France on this, even though we do have Yuri, show us how you can just completely avoid the middle once you've lost it playing against France, and just play the corners, and you can comfortably win this game against a France player. When he showed us it, and I know it was Andy, but yeah, it makes perfect sense once he explains it. So anyone that is listening and you do play against France on this map and you do start to lose a middle, don't quit out. Move to the back, capture the oils either side. You put yourself on 10 oils and play the game from the corners.
I think Marco days ago done that thing you have mentioned versus Andy. I believe he moved to back and started building. He lost that time.
Yeah, so Zain coming in here, we have seen Andy use the miner here to ult the ref. We have seen that. He's going to possibly try to squish. And there's the ult. And the initiates come in there as well. The initiates did a lot of that work though.
Zain is using the miner.
But I mean, if the miner just comes in there and like tries to now like ult the next ref, I mean, don't put any sentries there and just don't shoot the miner, I suppose. Does that work?
I don't think so. It was better if he make a bunker with a gap.
So Zain going to be pushed right to the back here. And Zain is in big trouble. And Zain is in trouble of being 4-0 down. And let me tell you this, once you go 4-0 down the series, the thing that comes on your mind is a whitewash. That is the thing that starts to come through your mind is, am I going to be whitewashed here on stream?
I agree with
38
you.
people
It's
watching
fine.
me.
He felt like he has to do something.
I'm not sure what Zain does here. He's tried all three factions. He's tried a small map. He's 4-0 down. I mean, chat, what would you be saying to Zain now? Apart from stop fucking about and sort yourself out. You go city under. Are we keeping with? Oh yeah, it's match point now. Yeah, are we keeping with Yuri QM maps or are we going city under?
City under siege. I don't mind city under siege. According to the score. Kyntaja is on a match point. Lloyd.
Mm-hmm.
More work must be done for Zain.
Yeah, match point, and we switch over to a map which is an RA2 map. This is not in the Yuri QM map pool. We'll see how this plays out. Zain has to win this to get himself back in to this series. If he loses this, he has lost.
That's true. Kyntaja with the conscripts. Zain with the ducks. I agreed on the map path because of the score. Want to make something interesting for Zain. Needed something to help Zain a bit. Kyntaja is stretching next to the gem patch on his side. Both are doing the same. Lloyd.
Do that again, bud. Say that again.
I think both of them are expanding next to the gem patch in their bases, which is
Yeah, they are.
very good.
Yeah, radar comes out. Normally on RB2, traditionally, it's kind of like a race for the IC and the Kirov. Normally, isn't it? That's quite often the
Sneaky
way this is
drone from
played.
Zain. Top left or bottom left.
Battle Lab comes out, and the Battle Lab is out for both players now.
I'm not a QM player, my friend.
Boris is out. Okay.
CR7.
But Boris is a really nice counter to these bunkers. Obviously, we don't see this in RA2.
Nice move.
Now he just walks the... Oh, he misclicks. He walks the bunker. He walks the Boris straight into the bunker. I misclicked there, so...
That's true.
Siege Choppers...
Click.
Yeah, Siege Chopper is also something in RA2 we don't see as well, so we'll see what the Siege Chopper... The forces are flak. We'll kill the Boris, though. And saves that Siege Chopper as well for now. Kirov comes out.
I think Kyntaja is buying time with that siege.
Yeah, you can deploy the Siege Chopper and take care of them bunkers as well, I believe. And so IC is around 3 to 4 game seconds apart. So basically you've got two ICs at exactly the same time.
Zain is trying to do something on bottom right. Kyntaja saw that move.
Well, this could be a nice place. If Zain can push in here and use his IC, it'll force Kyntaja to use his there. But while he's doing so, he can kill the miners. Okay, he doesn't use his. There should be a force shield on the field. Gonna go for the nuclear reactor. Does IC that and IC the rhinos? That was a nice counter. But the miners, the miner does get a miner for that. I think he got a couple of miners, did he? Pardon?
Reminds me of Legend. He has done that move in the past.
Yeah.
CNC Championship.
So 6 minus for Zain at the minute. Kyntaja with losing that goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kyntaja considerably behind now with the IC.
Nice Desolator on the bottom right by Kyntaja.
Yeah, he's going to try to split up here on the left-hand side, I think. Okay, brings all these rhinos. Going to get another miner or two here on the bottom right-hand side. There's one, there's two. That's 2 free rhinos. Dust goes over a hell of a lot of radiation. And Zain's tanks on the bottom right-hand side are absolute smoking. All of the rhinos on this left-hand side get gobbled up. But probably will take a miner with him in that time. He does.
3 miners, I guess, or 2 miners were killed.
But he has just 2 miners left because he killed the miners on the bottom right as well while he was doing that, or just before. So these rhinos here are really weak that he's pushing in with. He doesn't want to overcommit here and get himself into no man's land because once these tanks come on IC'd, they are very, very weak. A lot of these. As you can see, look, they're just popping away now.
Nice shield by Kyntaja.
Yeah, this is not completely done yet. Zain, interesting from Zain there. I'm not sure that last little bit he executed that plan well. Done well up until then, really, really well. But just that final little push there, didn't really get anything done, and lost a few rhinos there.
I think this match will be so long.
Zain is still winning, but IC is going to be ready beforehand. But needs some flax. Zain, where's the flex? He's in trouble now. Now he's in trouble. It's going to be okay. I feel like Kang comes out. Will save the IC. I thought he was probably in trouble there to lose the IC. Zain should still be able to win this game, but Kyntaja's gotten himself ever so slightly back into it. But he's on 3 miners.
Miss a click by Zain on Horus.
Yeah, he's going to base trade. No, he doesn't. He comes back. He needs to just use a defensive IC here. He might be forced to use the IC on the Iron Curtain. Going to use the Force Shield.
Nice hold by Zain. IC is ready for both. They are not used yet.
No, neither player doing so just yet. IC is now used. The IC was used a fair distance away, and because of that radiation was a contributing factor for that. It's going to try for the nuclear reactor. Does get it, so we'll put him low power. We'll be able to take down the IC here. This IC from Kyntaja will be his last IC. He's not going to get anything done. And Zain will now definitely for sure get himself on the board. Surely.
This will be the first match.
Yeah.
Yes, for Zain. Zain lost 2 miners on Kyntaja's side.
Yeah, Zain can just take his time here. He's using the service depot to repair his units, and then he can just push in with the next IC. He's got a nuclear missile on the field as well. Like Zain has won this game. There's nothing really that Kyntaja can do here unless Zain absolutely throws a game. Deso does get him over the radiation, but massively out-tanked. 2 super weapons on the field.
Nice push from Zain.
Can just IC here. Can just IC and go in. He doesn't need to IC, but yeah, he can. Just IC, kill what he wants. The drones will come in and that'll force the IC. Gets an elite. He can just IC that now. There we go. And he'll sandwich him now, which is actually really nice.
I think the game is about to be over now after this IC. GG. Spin gold from Kyntaja. Zain sets the first on the board. Do you believe in Zain's comeback?
No, I feel like over the 5 games that I've seen, I just feel like Kyntaja has too much here for Zain, and he'll put his head down here on this next one and see the job out. There were a couple of small errors on that map from both players, but Zain did do well there. He kept sniping his miners and just kept chopping away at Kyntaja there, and he was in control of that game for most periods of that match. There was an RE2 map pulled ladder, so
I smell
interesting to
the
know what
comeback from Zain, Lloyd,
you
Alperin.
can you? You're confident?
I'm not confident, but I think he can do something. He's now choosing USA as allied.
Player defeated.
I think Soviet versus Soviet is the best against Kyntaja.
I don't know. For Zayn again, I feel like he needs to use the seal. Tiburon Tiburon's a good map again. I like it. I feel like it's a very good map for Soviet though. Such a big map. It's really big, this map. And the opportunity for splits to move around the map, the mobility. I like to on this map. I like to get my war factory. Once I get my first, my opening war factory out, I like to move my MCV straight away. Personally, we shall see how both these players play this one out.
This means they should move their MCVs.
I like to
Real
after
quick.
my first war factory. I like to. Not everybody does. I've seen some players do so. It looks like there's going to be an NG going to come in a flak here.
That's right. Kyntaja is trying to do this. On the other side, Zain with the seal IV, or I think, is it a seal inside that IV?
I think it's a GGI. Yeah, GGI.
Look at that drone.
Oh, it does undeploy just. That was so close.
Was so close
Yeah.
from
So
stealing
forces
that
a
MCV.
flak, an NG, a drone all goes down, and what did he get for it? He unpacked the MCV, and that was all. Defensive power drop from Zayn, I like. Get that defensive power drop in, solidify yourself into this game as allied. Don't go throw away troops. There's plenty of dogs on this top left hand side from Kyntaja, so an offensive power drop would have just got gobbled up with them dogs. He's got the miners now. A seal comes out. I like the seal. I really like the seal. And he needs to be careful with his miners on the right hand side. But the problem is with these allied and the chrono on the miners, they're glitching back and forward. A really sort of defensive build from here.
I think I'm not installing Use Revenge Redux yet, so it's gonna be hard to stream that show match you are talking about.
Well, there is only one champion so far of the Radox. We all know who that is. Battle Lab on the right hand side. A lot of Grizzlies being forced back here. The Seal's now going to go past them Grizzlies. Past the Rhinos as well. An offensive power drop this time. Needs to hold here. He's walking these GIs forward. And the MCV is going to walk into these GIs. Just wonder if he could maybe snipe the MCV. Seal's coming. Some 1 tick of health. will force this to be undeployed again. The MCV.
Zain is trying.
He gets
He
it. He
was
does get
able
it,
to
yeah.
take it.
Yeah, but this is going to be hard. Kyntaja's pushing his base here. There is mirages, and these trees are really, really nasty. These trees are really nasty for the Soviet player. You've got to click on these mirages here. Click the mirages. And Zain should be able to hold it. And Zain should get a 4-2. He's on double War Factory. He's versus treble War Factory. He's going to be running out of ore. So Zain just needs to play a defensive game for the next minute or two without a great deal going wrong for him. And he'll be absolutely fine. I believe we've got a spy, maybe is this, or a seal on the top side here from Zain. Trying to click that MCV, diving on the MCV. Force shield comes out lovely, and it'll snipe all of his army there. And that should be the game.
More merges are needed now from Zain.
Yeah, the power drop, which has been really, really nice, because Kyntaja was TTing his tanks, and they just keep coming into this power drop, getting a little bit of work done as well. There is an IV, which has something in it as well still. This may be a spy, or maybe a seal again. Here it comes.
I agree with you, Beth. Zain should
Oh,
do
the seal goes
some
down.
battle fortresses.
There's no radar, though. There is no radar, so there can't be any desos. And while there can't be any desos, I don't mind these sort of mirages. They're easy to micromanage.
Was a very good hit by Zain to destroy the MCV before the radar. Can produce more merge tanks.
One of the things Zain has done very well this time playing as allied is his use of power drops. His power drops have been defensive and blocked out points as well. And a couple of times I did see Kyntaja sort of TT in and rally pointing his rhinos are just going straight across the power drop and doing a lot of work as well.
What the fuck are you doing?
I know chat touched on about the BFs here, but Zain can just keep pumping mirages all day long here. And while there won't be a radar, there won't be any desos. It's almost impossible for Kyntaja to get past this.
Thank you for the bits, creatives, and welcome Zid to the stream. Zain is trying to make a comeback, Zid, after losing more matches versus Kyntaja.
He built a service depot as well, Zain. It's just to just in case the MCV gets sniped.
PR, thank you very much for the follow. Kyntaja is spamming Tux and Rhino tanks all over the top side of the map. Nothing to care about. The Raj tanks can do the job.
Yeah, Rocky there as well to help with that defense. Probably could force. Oh, he doesn't want to push this. I don't know why Zain is committed in there with them mirages like that. Just come back and chill. Just the longer this game goes on, the more the win ratio spins here for Zain. Okay, now we'll just go in and gobble up. Yeah.
Told you, I smell something like. I'm back.
Yeah, I believe it. I love the optimism. He's got 2 games on the board, so he is back to 4-2. Definitely isn't going to be whitewashed. Kyntaja will have the pick of every map, though.
It's now
throughout the rest of
42.
this series. Kyntaja sound too fucking tired for this. Zain says lol. Double series. It is hard. It is tense playing Legend, playing Zain.
So the seal, but didn't do anything. That's true. Was moving his MCV at the last moment, but that was not enough. What do you think the next pick will be for Kyntaja?
Maybe a Proving Grounds. Poltergeist might be one that he goes for as well, knowing he's picked this before.
I agree with you, Shmokizuki. Yellowstone, Sander. Cruise 61. Is he cruiser? Or I am wrong? Anyway, Cruise 61, welcome to the chat. Caverns and the Veto. Is this the first veto for Zain? That's true. Desert Island will be a good choice.
Player defeated.
Once again on Desert Island map, we have Zain on top left versus Kyntaja on the bottom right.
Ove versus Soviet. Desert Island. I think we'll see a banger here. This will be a really good game, this one here. Expect to see players stretch down to them gems nice and fast. Desert Island, a map that's been around for a long time. Everyone knows what it's about. Everyone knows what you can do. Have the opportunity to move to the middle as well. Generally, we'll see that more in a mid-game or players build down that way as well. Should see heavy on the eco to start with as well. Start with a patch of gems, and then shortly after sort of a couple of minutes into the game, you'll get onto the next patch of gems as well. So high numbers of war factories as well. See a lot of rhinos on the field.
I think the most important point is to capture the middle of this map. I believe, Lloyd.
Yeah, generally it is.
Have to move your MCV.
Yeah, it's just timing when to move your MCV. If you go too early and your opponent switches straight over to rhinos and you get pressured, it can be hard. You then don't want to leave it too late and allow your opponent to get in the middle and then control that. Some players are quite comfortable to just stretch though. Some players are happy with that. It is an interesting map. One of the maps I really hoped we would have saw. One of my maps has come a real favourite for myself. Is the Copacabana map, which is now on the RA2 map ladder as well. It does have a little bit of a similar feel about it with the middle part on that map as well, but yet to see that one come out. But we shall see how these guys play it.
Do you believe in moving the MCV right after building the war factory? Or a bit later, or what?
Say that again.
Do you believe in moving the MCV after building the war factory?
The only problem is obviously Soviet versus Soviet. You have to be careful of the drone. Sometimes your opponent can dog block and use the drone. One of the things you can do here is move your MCV down to the second layer and then build down the cliff. That's quite nice. That's quite a safe way to play this. That's one of the ways that I'd like to see players play. Build down to the second cliff. But obviously you want to get over to the gems as well in the middle as well. So that's the problem. If you move your MCV straight away, then you're missing them gems back. So yeah, the reason Desert Island is a good map. There's sort of a few ways you can play this. But yeah, if you can get to the middle before your opponent gets a drone over to you at the start, then by all means, it's a good advantage up.
Hey, Balf, how are you doing, my friend? Thank you very much for joining. You believe in stretching over MCV moving on Desert Island, Lloyd?
I like to stretch. I must admit, I'm quite happy with this. But yeah, as I was touching on, stretch. But then I'd like to see the MCV now. So let's look at Kyntaja's base on the right hand side. I'd like to see him move his MCV down to this second level, build a ref right near the cliff, and then build down there with a power plant, a war factory. Then the ref comes into the gems. If that makes sense. So
Zain is droning Kyntaja's rhinos. Kyntaja is losing the concentration by the time.
yeah, Kyntaja's up a war factory here at the moment. He's mined all of his gems. Zain doing the same thing as well. Zain now down to the second level with a ref.
Hope you are doing good, Balth, after your long day.
6-1, I believe, Balf. If I remember correct. In favour of Legend.
This map.
Balf
Say
just
it again,
asked what the
please.
score was with Kyntaja earlier.
You are answering the Legend Kyntaja score. You are
Yeah.
answering the Balth. I believe it was 6-2 or 6-1, something like that.
So now this is the point in the game. You hit that 5-minute mark. Now what do? You've eaten all the gems in your stretch part. Are you happy to keep stretching, or is one of the players going to be brave and move the MCV? Now Kyntaja's moving his MCV, which is what I like. I like this point here, this second level. It's a safer MCV spot. You can build then into them gems. I like this spot here. You can get a ref there, like I was saying, onto the second level, and then you get a power plant and you build down. And that's the spot I quite like to see.
Very nice.
Desos are going to come out for Zain. There's a lot of dogs there, so I like that move.
Very nice scene on the middle of the map. Both are preparing themselves. For
Kyntaja
capturing
moved the
middle.
MCV. Did he see it? And Kyntaja moved his MCV to go into the middle, then backed off. And now he doesn't know what to do. You look at Kyntaja's MCV, he moved it to the middle and then backed off, and now he's driving it about like a go-go kart. He's not too sure where he's driving it. He's going to go to the far right-hand side, which would now put Zain in a good position because he's stretched all the way over that side, and Kyntaja's wasted a lot of build time. Deso's going to move in here.
He moved his
excellent,
MCV
Deso.
for building a refinery.
Yeah, really nice Deso there from Zain. Zain's in a good position here. Zain is in a good position. And he loses the MCV on the split on the top left-hand side, though. So Zain, without an MCV himself, does lose that.
Zain will lose all of his army.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Within 30 seconds there, Zain's gone from what I thought was in a decent position to has lost the game. And Zain has lost the series here.
No, I think Zain is in a very comfortable position. He has to regroup his tanks.
Yeah, Zain needs to be really careful. He's lost this MCV. And he's going to base trade. That's interesting from Kyntaja. I feel like Kyntaja could have just come back and defended there. Zain has the eco, so he can spam drones here. Kyntaja doesn't really have eco. He has got a decent amount of rhinos back in base to defend. Surprised he's taking his base trade, but he feels confident. He feels he can do so. Conscripts are going to come out. The conscripts will really help also with the drones. Deso has been deployed for Zain.
Kind of base trade is happening now.
Kyntaja just slow. Just seeing here, we saw this on Dorado Descent. Kyntaja just slow, getting busy with his rhinos. He's kind of lost about 10 rhinos here, and really hasn't really killed a great deal. Where we see Zain a lot more active on the offense. Yeah, this Kyntaja a couple of times I've seen him now on a base trade and not really favour him. I'm surprised he took that base trade. Kyntaja, I felt like he could have just come back and he massively out-tanked his opponent. His opponent lost the MCV. This elite doing all sorts of work. It is droned. As dust settles, Kyntaja doesn't have a miner. He gets one off the war factory. His opponent, Zain, is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you said you smelt a comeback.
That's
We could
true,
be heading
my
for
friend.
4-3. We could be heading for 4-3 here. I thought Kyntaja was in a good position. He sniped that MCV on the top side as well, which was really nice. But
3 4 war factories for Zain. And a single war factory for Kyntaja. I don't know if it's enough. That's true. Creatives, first to 5. So 9.
yeah, that's making a good point there, though. Sort of Kyntaja being on that match point, not able to just see out the series, and fatigue is coming into play massively now. You can sense that with Kyntaja. People in the chat also saying Zain is a player you don't want to take a base trade. And this miner is really, really nice for Zain as well.
Smart
Just
move
defending
from
us.
Zain. Lloyd.
Yeah.
He's sniping the miners.
Yeah, and the score's going to go to 4-3, but I mean, if you were to put your money on who's going to win this series, even though Kyntaja has an extra point on the board, you'd have to feel Zain is now the favourite with the way these games are finishing out and being played, because Kyntaja, you just feel the fatigue, you feel the tiredness in him, you feel like Zane's got the momentum now, winning 3 games in a row.
3 games in a row. You are right, my friend. And I believe in the 4th for Zain. I'm down if Zain wants to play Andy, Bath. I'm not sure if I'm having enough time. Divide. Which divide? Divide and conquer, or divide freezes over? Freezes over. This one. Let's go for the 8th match. 8th will be good.
So Kyntaja is on the right-hand side here. He plays in yellow. Taking on Zain on divide, freeze over. Zain in red. As we just touched on, Zain is the one with the momentum. Kyntaja is the one that you just sense he's probably a little fatigued now. Probably just wants this to be over with. I think we've all been there in a series or played many games, and you kind of just wish it was over and done with now. Just want to get off your computer and go relax and just kind of chill for a second or two. Where Zain is probably right in his element now and probably thinking bring on the game. So momentum right with Zain. This series looked like it could have been a whitewash at one point, and now we're thinking possibly Zain's the favourite from being 4-0 down to looking like he could take this series. So yeah, going to have another good matchup here. We're on game 8.
I think we are going to have a very good match on this map. Divide freezes over. Zain can make it. He has the chance. He's down on only 1 point. Hey Ed, sub my friend. Thank you for joining.
Kyntaja has 2 miners at the back here on the ref. Yes, 3 miners just off his MCV, with a 4th one just coming out. That's a total of 6.
Zain is
And I think,
stretching on the bottom right.
yeah, and I'm
Meanwhile,
a big
Kyntaja,
believer of getting your second ref, or at least your third ref that comes out, whatever it may be, onto your other patch of gems. There's a long period of time here Kyntaja is mining ore when he could be getting another patch of gems. Preempt service depot comes out. That's interesting. Don't really see that really on Yuri's. Not something we really see as a preempt service depot, but Kyntaja feels like he wants to.
this is strange that Kyntaja is not making a refinery next to that Alderic for collecting the gems.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You want to get them gems, that extra eco boost. Zain Deco, you can see, is on 10k, where Kyntaja's on 5k. And that will just literally be because one person is mining ore, one person's mining gems.
Maybe that's why the big difference on
Yeah, for
Eco.
sure.
Trying to snipe the Alderic. Forced to go back. 2 sentry guns to defend by Kyntaja. Do you think Kyntaja will take it home?
I like where Zain's at the minute. Just needs to be careful. These rhinos coming over. Thought Kyntaja may have tried to push that hill before his opponent there. It's the middle one, then sat on the cliff, but doesn't overcommit. But yeah, I think Zain's got a good start here from where he's in this position here. I'd be quite content if I was him now. Up to 5 war factories already. His opponent is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. He's stretched. His opponent in Kyntaja is going to split on the left-hand side. And he's going to try and keep him occupied on this right-hand side while he's splitting it on this left side. Now, he does see it, and he does push him back. So no joy there with that split. Kyntaja desperately needs to get a ref on the top left-hand side next to oil, which he does do now. So he is now mining them gems.
Look at that. At 2 splits. Get the 2 splits from both. In my opinion, Kyntaja is doing better at this stage of this match. He has the plan. Kind of phase trade. It's happening now.
Has he learned his lesson now, or has Kyntaja learned his? And I'm gonna get it right. He's 3 base trades. He's gone for 2 base trades. He's gone for 2. He's lost. He's on a 3rd one here. Gets the elite.
4 drones, I believe.
Can he win this base trade?
Done.
This will be his
Kyntaja.
3rd attempt. What did he do from here? Kyntaja's okay. He can hold here fine. Does take care of the drones. One now does get in. Pushing in on this bottom side, Kyntaja is, and Kyntaja has way too much. There's a vet and elite in there, a lot of dog fodder as well. I mean, Kyntaja can just turn around and just go in there if he wants to.
Martin is trying to make a show match. Zed versus Ed.
Yeah, Zain gets completely droned down. Kyntaja going to come on this right-hand side and clear up this army, these miners, sorry, and this expansion down this side.
More rhinos from Zain. Forced to go back after seeing the huge number of drones.
It doesn't get that much success for them drones. I think there's only a couple of them that got in. He needs to click on the rhino that's still droned. He doesn't, and that gets another one. I'm not sure. I think Kyntaja is absolutely fine here. He should just come in and gobble up here. Yeah, GG's cool, but...
GG's has been called.
Okay,
from
yeah. I'll just...
Zain.
Concerned Kyntaja maybe went a little bit too defensive there. I could have probably just seen it out, but done enough in the end. I think Kyntaja will be very relieved there that that's done.
Kyntaja said that was tiring. GG's, well played from Zain. was far from over, but Zain quit.
Yeah, I think with all the miners that he sniped on that right hand side and did snipe a couple back in his home base as well, and the expansion on the right hand side lost and the elite and things like that. I think I personally thought that was over. To be fair, could have maybe
As the
seen if
longer
Kyntaja would have
goes,
thrown.
Lloyd, it will be on favor of Kyntaja. So he
Yeah,
wanted to say it's all over by saying GG's. That's what exactly happened.
yeah. GG is very good stream. Couple of good show matches.
I think I'm done for tonight. I have a work shift in 1 hour, so there is not enough time. Thank you very much, Lloyd, and thank you, my friends, on the live chat.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It was making my debut on the stream, and I enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
You are the best, my friend. Thank you very much for joining once again, and thank you, boys, on the live chat. Stay tuned for more show matches coming very soon. Thank you to Martin. Thank you all. See you next times, my friends. Bye bye. I'm looking now for someone to raid if you suggest me.